Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on into another fantastic episode of Bar Talk. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever it is that you are listening to this. I hope you are having the best day ever. And guys, if your day isn't going the way that you want it to go, you and only you have the power to turn it around, make it extraordinary, and you decide to look at the glass as half full or half empty. So it's totally your choice. And today, despite rain being in the forecast, I am choosing to look at today as the glass is totally half full. And guys, right now, I think this is the very first Bar Talk on the road. Yeah, this is the very first Bar Talk on the road episode. You know, maybe we go on tour one day. Who knows if you guys actually care / give a shit. We can do that. But I am in Dyersville, Iowa. And if you are watching this behind me, that house looks familiar. Guys, right here. That is the Field of Dreams house. I have the incredible opportunity right now of being able to showcase and do a very special podcast for the Field of Dream City Kid Classic with Grit Clothing Company. So if some of you have been around a while watching me, you know that I love Grit. I am a huge fan of theirs, and I've been doing stuff with Grit for quite some time. And when Mike, one of the owners, told me about this idea, I believe it was back in January, he's like, do you know that you can rent the house at the Field of Dreams? And I said, no, you can. And he's like, I think we're going to do a baseball game. And you will see videos to come. So again, you can obviously, this is a podcast, so you can listen to it. But this is one of those that I highly suggest you watch it because of how much visual detail I'm going to show for you guys. I'm also praying that I don't get hit upside the head with a ball. I had a very traumatic injury happen to me at my brother's travel baseball game and literally had 4 stitch marks imprinted on the side of my head. And the only reason I was not concussed was because I was wearing a pair of aviators. So thank you. That's a total sidebar. Anyways, back to this, guys. We're in Dyersville, Iowa, and what's really cool about this is all of these kids they're city kids. Hence my shirt. I'm obsessed with this. Grit needs to sell this, right, Joe? You guys are going to sell this one?
Selling anything.
Good. That's what Mike said.
Sell our souls.
Sorry, I needed it. I needed stability before these lights fell down on me again. All right. Anyways, back to this. So, guys, we're in Dyersville, Iowa, and what was interesting I'll show you, but guys, the field is mobbed right now. You can rent the field out with the house, which is, again, all these things that I'm learning. And there is a full baseball game that we're having with 8-year-olds, 8, 9, and 10-year-olds. It's just really cool, and it's really awesome. I think what makes this event so special and unique is Grit is always finding a way to give back to the community, to the South Side, to Chicago in general. And for them to be able to do something like this and to get the turnout that they had is really incredible. And these little guys are they're just swaggy guys. They are obviously I have, and this is going to sound so bad. So when I was trying to pick which jersey I wanted, I obviously wanted the one that said City Kid because I'm a City Kid. But then I realized that this jersey is very similar to the Yankees. And guys, you know I'm a White Sox fan. So us and the Yankees, we got bad blood. But the one jersey that they have that is the Grit jersey looks like the old school White Sox jersey. So it's pretty incredible, and I am a huge fan of it. So you're going to hear from a bunch of different people throughout the day. We're kind of just going to be doing a little bit of a live show, we'll say, without it being a live show. So you're going to see a bunch. I hope you enjoy it. And we're going to try to make you... The goal of today's episode is to make you feel really nostalgic and to make you feel like a little kid again, because there's something really magical about that magic that you experienced when you were a kid and the fact that anything was possible. And honestly, when I think about that type of magic, I think about being a kid, being at a baseball game. Because you were carefree, you enjoyed life, you were just happy to be a part of it. And everything was just a little bit more magical. So get ready, guys. Enjoy today's episode. And as you're listening to this or watching it, try to tap into that childlike sense of wonder that you once had.
All right, we only got a couple people that play the outfield. Here's all I want you guys to worry about if the ball goes on the outfield. Get it back into a base, okay? Don't hold the ball. Pick it up, throw it into second, all right? Yes.
You never hold the ball in the outfield.
Never hold, great point. You never hold the ball in the outfield, okay?
What if you catch it?
Then you're gonna catch it and make a strong throw into the base,
Yeah,
all right?
what happens if the fly ball and you catch it?
Then he's out, and then you throw it in, all right?
Yeah, but what if you can just, or you have to throw out super quickly because they can tag up on you.
Right, you're right.
You go like,
So yeah, you just gotta get it in. All right, the whole point, don't hold the ball in the outfield. Get it in. You guys on the infield, if the ball goes out to the outfield, I want to see your guys hands up, yelling for the ball. Ball, okay? Cool. All right? We're ready to do a lot of hitting.
All right, everybody's here to share. You all have your own balls? Everybody?
I found,
They did? Okay.
someone gave me this one.
Any other questions before we get started?
I don't have a question, but I have.
A statement? A comment? Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Let's get it going. Let's get going, right? Yeah, let's go now.
That grit and that resilience that comes with being a city kid. If Mike and Joe, the founder of Grit Clothing, want to pop out and say a few words, please give it up for Mike and Joe. Mike and Joe, the reason we're here today.
Hey, there's not a whole lot to say. We're here, starting to rain, so I'll keep it short. Let me thank everybody for coming out. Everyone from Chicago, it was like a 4-hour trip for most of us. And, you know, with the rain conditions, it was definitely an adventure. Hey, Mike and I started our friendship pitching and catching. Mike was a pitcher, I was a catcher. You know, baseball was really the reason we became friends, and a lot of the guys we played ball with are actually here, and a lot of guys we went to school with, kids are playing in the game. So, you know, it really means a lot to us that you guys came out and that this came about as it did. I do want to make two special thanks. Number one, Marcus Nettles, where you at, bud? Where's Marcus? He's probably racing around with Bruce. He's getting his team ready. Hey, a lot of the kids you see here today were part of Marcus's network. Marcus has a great foundation. He's a state trooper, former D1 baseball player, and major leaguer, and he's really committed to this mission of increasing the ties between the Chicago inner city youth and the police department. And I really love what he's about, and we couldn't have done this without you, Marcus, so we really appreciate it, brother. And then, hey, there's a lot of details you see here today, banners and, you know, uniforms and all these things, and all these details would not have been made possible without my partner, Mike Vakis. So, Mike, you've been busting your ass for 3 months, man. Thank you very much. That's it. I'm going to wrap it there, but I wanted to thank again everybody for coming out. It's great. These boys look sharp in the uniforms. Joey's, Anthony Nardo, where are you at? Thank you again for the hot dogs, for the uniforms. Nardo and Joey's is a big part of this, so thanks again. I'll wrap it there and give it back to Southside Jake.
All right, Joe Woodard, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the players. Head coach of Team Grit, Charlie Corden. Assistant coach, John McDermott, Mike Corden, and Joe Woodard. From Team Grit, number 23, Michael Power. Number 3, Dominic Estornia. Number 2, C.J. Gordon. Number 21, Xavier Pagan. Number 42, Marco Perez. Number 8, Hayden Emilio. Number 34, Aiden Lehman. Number 7, Isaiah Mercado. Number 44, Austin Batson. Number 35, Joey Panazzoni. Number 19, Tuffy Farrell. Number 72, Matt Woodard. Number 5, Dean Barrett. Number 24, Jaden Hearns. Number 41, Patrick Cotter. And number 9, Mason Ventura. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Team Grit.
Love it.
I'm an idiot.
You're good, Ryan. You got it, bud. You got it. Woo-hoo!
Look at him.
Legendary anthem singer, you may recognize him from Wrigley Field and other major sports venues. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Vincent.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched was so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glow, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? And the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's play ball.
Charlie, Eddie.
We need a catcher.
Okay, guys, you are about to hear from Dominic Astorina, one of the players for Team Grit. Now, what I learned the day of this event was that Grit did something pretty cool, and that was that they gave each kid on the team a specific number that had a historical baseball player attached to it. And Dominic got to be the babe. So let's go ahead and hear what he has to say. Dominic, I saw your video that was posted on Grit's page, and you referred to yourself as the babe. Can you tell people why you are the babe?
Well, it's just the number that I got chosen from my uncle and his buddies that are setting up this nice place.
So are you a big fan of Babe Ruth?
Yes. Actually, I was actually born and raised. Well, I'm still being raised. But anyways, I've always been a Yankees fan and always been a Babe Ruth fan.
You're a Yankees fan even though you're from Chicago?
It's basically from my dad because he's from New York. Okay. And yeah, I just love the Yankees.
You love the Yankees, okay. Yeah. What do you love the most about being able to play at the Field of Dreams in an iconic movie, an iconic baseball movie? How does it feel to be out on that field?
I mean, honestly, it's just the experience. I mean, this could be a once in a lifetime. Honestly, hopefully not, but still, it's just really fun to be on this historic field where the movie was set on.
Okay, I got one more question for you. Can you tell me why you love baseball?
So basically, I was just born with it. Honestly, my mom played softball, so like, I think that was like for girls. But, anyways, like, so I just love baseball. I've been doing it since I was 3 years old.
Chance to squint at a sky so blue that it hurts your eyes just to look at it. To feel the tingle in your arm as you connect with the ball. To run the bases, stretch a double into a triple, and flop face first into third. Wrap your arms around the bag. That's my wish reconsidered.
Play on a field that is really famous and everyone wants and dreams to play on, and only some people get to. My eyes are on the whole field.
We just don't recognize the most significant moments of our lives while they're happening. Back then I thought, well, there'll be other days. I didn't realize that that was the only day.
Guys, you are about to meet one of the owners of a Grit clothing company, Mike Vegas. This idea to do a City Kid Classic out at the Field of Dreams was Mike's idea, and you're going to hear where this stemmed from and how it came about and basically the why he wanted to do it. Before we get into that conversation, though, I want to tell you guys a little bit about Grit if you don't know anything about them. So Grit has been around since April of 2018. It is a Southside-based clothing company that makes you feel proud to be from Chicago, especially the South Side. Each design is inspired by blue collar values like family, neighborhood pride, hard work, and nostalgia. This company is giving back to the community that made them who they are. So a portion of all the proceeds are donated back to local communities and organizations that are striving to make Chicago a better place. Being able to give back is exactly what Grit did here in this game. So let's go ahead and hear from Mike Vegas. Mike, how's that beer?
It's pretty good. I need it.
I don't blame you.
I need it after 6 months of planning.
It's been 6 months. Okay, so let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
I've obviously known about this since we've talked about it, but November?
Yeah, November. So I came here with my family in October, and I was doing losing the white claw. We were doing the house tour, and I said something along the lines of, "This would be awesome if I could play here. Or I would love to play here when I was younger." And the guy giving the tour was like, "Well, you can." I'm like, "What do you mean you can?" He's like, "You could rent out the property and have an event." I'm like, "Really?" So I kept asking him questions about renting the property during his tour, and he's like, "Dude, we'll just talk about it after the tour." So I'm like, "All right, fine." So after, he's like, "We'll go look at the calendar." There's like 4 days left for the whole year. So I called Joe immediately. I'm like, "I'm at the Field of Dreams. This is awesome. We got to do something here." And he's like, "Whatever, just book it. We'll figure it out." So that's what we did. So I booked it, and this is what we ended up coming up with.
So basically, you booked this almost on a whim then.
Yeah, pretty much, just because we thought it would be cool.
Yeah. So obviously, I think the idea for this has turned out. I mean, I know you've put like a ton of work into this. So again, like kudos to it. I can't believe we have this many people out in Dyersville, Iowa on a Thursday.
Right. Yeah, and with the rain too, with all the rain. So it's really exciting to see all these people come out. It was everything that we hoped it could be. So, and a big part of it was all the sponsors too, all the people that helped us out. Because when we started planning for this, it was like, okay, here's what we hope we could do, and here's what we know we could do for sure. So we know we needed some help, and as more people started hearing about the game and these different businesses and organizations started jumping on board, then we were able to do like all these little details, like the wooden bats, the branded baseballs, all the throwback uniforms. Everything, every little detail that we could think of, we were able to do it.
So tell everyone about the details in the uniform, because I actually didn't know this until I was on the field and the kids were getting announced. What is so significant about each kid's number?
Yeah, so rather than asking each kid what number they wanted, or like that could be a big deal because everyone would want 23 or whatever. So we'd have to tell kids no. So the easiest way we thought of was like, let's take a bunch of Hall of Famers and just take their number and spread it out for each kid. So every kid gets their own specific number based on a Hall of Famer. And we included a little like Hall of Fame postcard with their uniforms. So it just teaches the kids like a little history about the game.
So I was telling you when we were getting ready to come up here, like there's something about baseball and it's super nostalgic and it just makes you feel like a kid again. Like, I don't know, obviously like there's so many worries in the world and everyone has so many stressors, but I don't know what it is about coming to a baseball diamond, especially like one like this where you're like on it, where you just feel like a kid and you feel that like sense of magic that you felt as a kid. So like I'm just wondering if you have felt any of that since you've been here today.
Well, yeah, that's the reason why we did it, because like my initial idea was I wish I could do this when I was younger. So for us to be able to give that feeling to these kids and their families, they'll remember for the rest of their life. So that's good enough for us. That was our goal when we did this, and I feel like we achieved it, and that's it. Yeah,
definitely achieved it.
If I'd only gotten to be a doctor for 5 minutes, now that would have been a tragedy.
So guys, I am on the porch right now at the iconic house in Dyersville, Iowa, at the Field of Dreams. And I'm sitting next to the swing, and I really want to sit on this swing, but I'm nervous for two reasons. One, I'm afraid I'll fall asleep. Two, I truly feel like I'm going to break it, even though it's like hooked to things and everything is in place and it's fine. I'm just a little nervous, if I'm being totally honest. So I'm not going to do it. I have a nice little chair, and you have the beautiful field in the background. So I thought that was way more poetic, to say the least. So last night, I'm packing up, getting ready to come up here, and I obviously had to rewatch the Field of Dreams. So I rewatched it. And what I find funny about rewatching a movie that you've seen many times is that each time you rewatch a film, you take something away from it that you didn't take away the first time. So the first time I watched it, I was like, "Oh my god, it's baseball! Like it's a baseball movie." That was it. And I can't even tell you what I thought the other times. But this time, watching it, it hit me really differently, and it reminded me of your intuition and your gut. And what I mean by that is we all get gut feelings in life. We all have intuition. We all have something inside of us saying to do something that honest it makes no sense. It makes no sense, right? Like logistically speaking, you have something telling you to do something, and about 90% of the time it just doesn't make sense at all. And that was Kevin Costner's character in The Field of Dreams. Making a baseball field, that intuition, that gut feeling, that voice speaking to him, if you build it, he will come. It's short, small. It says a lot, but it doesn't say enough. And I think sometimes in life, we all have those we have that internal voice that speaks to us that says, you need to do this, or go here when you want to go there. And it makes no sense, right? And it's scary to do something that everyone else looks at you and is like, what the hell are you doing? Do not do this. That final scene in The Field of Dreams where his brother-in-law is telling him to sign the papers and sign over the land because you're broke, you have no money. And you have James Earl Jones' character saying, you need, keep it right here. You got this, dude. Because what it's going to bring is greater. And what I found really interesting about that moment in that scene is a lot of times in life, when you're getting ready to have that big breakthrough, that big aha moment, it's always when you're at your lowest and you're offered the easier choice, and you can take the easier choice. But if you have a little bit of faith and you stick it out a little bit longer, God, great things are going to come. And think about it. It was like the angel and the devil on his shoulder. He could have signed those papers, but he waited. And then they came. And again, it was just such an interesting way that I've never viewed that I've never thought about that scene before. And it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful because I just know for myself, it's like when I've been at my lowest and I'm like, oh, maybe I just do this, maybe I just do that. That's when breakthrough comes. When you're at your when you feel like you have no other options, that's when you need to have faith, because in that moment, that's when greatness comes through. So remember that, guys.
Dad? You want to have a catch? I'd like that.
There is something really beautiful about seeing a father and their son together, especially at a baseball game, that just warms my heart. So I wanted to chat with one of my favorite neighbors, Michael Giggs, and his son, Michael Boy. And I'll just say this, guys. I think we need to give kids more credit than we're giving them. I was amazed to hear from Michael and Dominic, who you guys heard from earlier, just the way that they spoke and them really understanding the significance of this game. And it was just so beautiful to hear. I also loved being able to see the father son dynamic at the game. It really warmed my heart. So you're going to go ahead and hear this a little preview warning. For any of my visual consumers, for my audio people, you won't have to worry about it. But for any of my visual people, part of the interview did get cut off, but we have the audio, which is all that matters. So there will be some B-roll over it. So, guys, let's go ahead and hear what this father-son duo had to say. Ready? Okay. I'm so excited. So, obviously, how should I refer to you guys?
I mean, I go by Michael Giggs. I mean, but I try to say him as like Little Giggs, but he goes by Michael Boy.
Michael Boy? Do you like Michael Boy?
He
Yes.
refuses Giggs. I'm like,
Why do you refuse gigs?
I just don't like people calling me that.
Why?
I'm like, because everyone's like
People,
Giggs.
everybody says it wrong.
How are we supposed to say it?
Supposed to say it Gigs.
Giggs. No, we're talking about your nickname.
Your What's your nickname?
Your nickname's Michael Boy. Everyone calls him Michael Boy.
Yeah.
But I would be. Everyone's like Giggs, and he's like he likes to go by Michael Boy.
Michael Boy.
Where it upsets me, where I want him to be like Little Giggs.
Maybe. Well, I'll tell you this. You know my brother Thomas, right? So Thomas was the king of nicknames. We called him Thomas, Tommy, Sport, O'Malley, T-Dog, T-Bone, Junior, and
I have a nickname for him too.
it's probably not one that I just named, right?
He's the man.
Okay. All right, Thomas, you're the man. Okay, so Michael Boy, when you heard that you were gonna come to the Field of Dreams, what was your initial reaction?
I was really excited because it's like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Because like a lot of people dream to go here, and like I'm actually here right now, so I'm really thankful.
Oh my God, I love that. Look at that. Giggs, you being a father and having your son, what does it mean being here? Because you obviously grew up with this movie.
Yeah. I mean, it's I mean, take a look around. I mean, it's actually breathtaking. Yeah. I mean, emotional. Like, I mean, like watching Michael, like, fulfilling his dreams, seeing what like Joe, Mike, the Marcus Foundation, everybody, what they did, all the sponsors. It's absolutely amazing. But yes, it's actually pretty surreal actually being here on the field, in the lights, looking at the house. I mean, it's like, besides for the, I wish the corn was there, but I mean, but it's pretty, it's pretty amazing, like breathtaking. Yeah.
Do you feel like a little kid again being here?
Yes, I feel like a little kid again, but I'm also like was really nervous because I just wanted Michael to, just to have a really good time and not like, I wanted him just to play like how he would play, and he's loving it. I could literally, I'm like choked up right now. It's a beautiful event. Beautiful event.
As of right now, if you had to pick like one thing, what has been the best part about doing the Field of Dreams game?
Just the energy, the hitting, and like just the game. Yeah.
And they'll watch the game. It'll be as if they dipped themselves in magic waters. The memories will be so thick they'll have to brush them away from their faces. People will come, Ray. The one constant through all the years, Ray, has been baseball. America has rolled by like an army of steamrollers. It's been erased like a blackboard, rebuilt and erased again. But baseball has marked the time. This field, this game, is a part of our past, Ray. It reminds us of all that once was good, and it could be again.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm not going to lie, it's probably been one of my favorite to put together. And it really just made me feel like a little kid again. And there was one moment at the Field of Dreams that, I'm upset that I didn't capture it, but I'm happy that I captured it in my memory. So I'm going to try to paint the picture as detailedly as I can so you can hear it as well, or see it as well in your mind, I guess is the better way of saying it. Um, I was behind the first base dugout, and on the opposite dugout, which was the grit clothing team, I don't even know exactly what happened. I was talking to someone, but someone hit, I think, a double, and the kid round second or round third to come to home, and his whole team just went bananas. He hit home, ran behind the little dugout that they had there, and it's not even a dugout, it's just a bench, guys. And the kids were jumping on top of him and cheering and yelling and screaming with like just pure joy and excitement. And one of the kids was like, "You did it, you did it." And I was like, "Oh, that's it. Like, that's why we're all here today. It's because of that moment right there." And I'm obviously very upset I didn't capture it. I'm sorry, guys, but it was one of those moments that will be imprinted in my mind probably for the rest of my life, because to me it just showed like why this whole event happened, and it was really to make kids be kids again and to make them feel like kids, and it was just incredible to be a part of, and I'm so grateful to have been able to go there and to witness this, and to see even not only the kids but to see the adults too. There was this childlike sense of wonder that everyone had, and I swear there's something that, you know, there I'm my job is sometimes my job is to put words out here. That's why there's a microphone in front of me. And even sometimes, guys, I fall short of the feeling of the words I'm trying to describe. So I guess I'll describe the feeling. And the feeling that being there gave me was, it was joy. It was, I was smiling from ear to ear the entire time, even though we had a potential for it to be downpoured on. There was a feeling of like magic and wonder, and that anything was possible. There was this feeling of just pure happiness, and that feeling that you had as a kid where you didn't realize all of the worries in the world, or that, one day bad things would happen. Like, you were just being a kid, enjoying a game because it's what you loved. And being there, I felt like a little kid again who just loved the game of baseball. And I got to be around it. And that's what I loved. So I encourage all of you guys to try to find that childlike sense of wonder that we all once had. And as we get older, we all get a little, unfortunately, we get a little jaded. Like, life jades us sometimes, but that little kid is still inside of each and every one of us. And they would be so proud for you to tap back into that sense of who you once were, because when you were a kid, that's where all of your dreams stemmed from, every possibility you had, everything you wanted to do in life, everything you believed. You didn't worry about the details of how things were happening. You just wanted to do it because you were a kid and you were just excited to do it. So that is what I hope you guys all take away from listening or watching this episode this week, is that there is that little kid inside of each and every single one of us. And no matter how old you are, like, that little kid is still inside of you. So maybe try to find a way to tap back into that side of yourself, because I think they'll be really proud that you did. I think they'll be really proud that you did. So today I'm going to do a very quick here's a tip for you segment. So here's a tip for you. Be present. Guys, I know it's really simple, but be present in each moment. So if you are listening or watching this, I really want, after you listen to this clip, pause it, look around at everything that is around you, and be present in each of those moments. Like the wise words of Archie Graham from A Field of Dreams, he says, "We just don't recognize life's most significant moments while they're happening." Back then, I thought, well, there'll be another day. I just didn't realize that that was the only day. So just embrace each moment, love each moment, live in each moment. And guys, I'm telling you, you are going to just be really grateful that you did. So thank you guys so much for listening to this. And I hope you all take the time today to realize that we have way more in common with each other than we have different. I'll see you next time. Take care.
Is this heaven?
It's Iowa.
Iowa? Could have sworn it was heaven.
Is there a heaven?
Oh, yeah. It's the place dreams come true.
Maybe this is heaven.
Hey everybody, it's closing time. You don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here.